Good morning, everybody. Drew Renolette here, Director of Student Ministries at Cobb Prairie Community Church in Lenexa, Kansas. I hope you are all well. I hope you all had a wonderful time enjoying the weather outside. I certainly did this week with our hang times that we've had. Check your emails for those. Those events are still coming up. Another thing that I would like to talk about that's coming up is starting the 26th, this coming Wednesday, we're starting a Bible study called Feed the Dog. It's a Bible study about spiritual disciplines. I highly recommend you check it out. We would love for you to join. For more information on that, go to cobbprairie.org/feedthedog. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump in. As you know, we've been doing a series called Squad Up. This week, we're going to end up finishing that series. We're hitting our last week of it. Week 1, we talked about how we can be part of God's family. God wants us to be not only part of His squad, but part of His family, someone who is welcomed there and just with Him. Week 2, we talked about how we can do what God has done for us for others. We can be that support. We can bring people together. We can love. We can do all those things because we're part of God's squad. Last week, we talked about how we can grow together. How when we come together as one and do things together, we get better at stuff. We learn how to do things. We work together better to grow the kingdom. This week, we're going to talk about how we can stand stronger together. When we're together, we're better. We're a stronger force for Christ. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever been rollerblading, ice skating, roller skating? I have. And trust me, it's not a pretty sight. I'm not good at it at all. I'm in fact, you can say I'm pretty terrible. I end up falling down more than I do standing up on my feet still. Again, not a pretty sight, but it could be funny to others. I think it is, and I think it's kind of funny too when I fall. But here's the thing. When you ice skate or rollerblade, even if you're good at it, you can feel gravity pulling against you because you're doing something your body's not used to. Your body weight wants to pull you to the ground, but it takes practice to get where you're going. Now, I have a tip for you if you've never been skating. One of the biggest things that I've learned is when you're trying to skate, don't hold your friend's hand. Because when you hold your friend's hand, you know what happens? You have these two forces that are pulling against each other. You, if you're bad like me, falling down, going down, and your friend who may be really good at rollerblading trying to pull you up the whole time. Which, let me tell you, it's an awkward thing. And honestly, a lot of times, you both end up on the ground anyways because going down is a bigger force. But not only is that a struggle to watch you falling, but there's a bunch of people around watching you struggle as well. I'm sure it gives them a laugh. It certainly wouldn't me. Here's the thing. Friendships, when we come together, we stand together and we fall together. Now here's a question for you. Have you ever had a friend literally trip you up? Maybe someone who was falling and pulled you down. I know for me, I used to work a ropes course, so watching people do our low ropes when you have to walk across a little beam and you don't have good balance, just watching people grab their neighbor and pull them down. In fact, one of the things we tell them not to do is not hold on. If you're gonna fall, don't pull someone down with you. But it still happens. Friends pull you down. It's what it is. But here's the thing. Friends can also pick you up. Other people trip us up, which is fine when the results are funny. But what about when they're not? What about when it's destructive? When you're influenced to make bad decisions? When you're influenced to have a negative attitude about things because of those around you? Or when you change your beliefs and values just to be like somebody else? Friends can be good for us, but sometimes friends can also pull us down. Now, friendships are amazing, and they're good to have. But let's look at this another way. A way I think a proper friendship should be. How many of you have ever seen those dad videos, the dad save videos, the dad win videos is I think what they're called, where there's videos of the kids or dad do something amazing. There's kids something's about to fall on the kid's about to fall off something, and dad's just miraculously reach down and save their kid or stop the thing from falling, even though they may be across the room. They're pretty amazing. I say check them out. They're pretty awesome to see. Shout out to the dads for that one. I'm sure moms are great too. I'm sure about it. Moms are great too, and I'm pretty sure moms can do it too. But a lot of the videos just seem to be dads sometimes. But yeah, have you ever seen those videos? They're pretty awesome. Again, check them out. Well, here's the thing. Wouldn't it be amazing to be able to trust people that have our backs like these dads in these videos do? To be able to know that somebody's going to be there if something's about to come and just jump in and sweep you up, or you're about to fall, to be there to support you and hold you up. Not to hold on to you so you don't fall, but pick you up when you're falling. Well, today we're going to look at Ephesians again. We're going to finish up in Ephesians. We're going to look at Ephesians 6. Again, Ephesians is a letter that Paul wrote, encouraging Christians in the early church, trying to help them grow and succeed in their life and in things they're doing. So in Ephesians 6, Paul talks about how people needed protection. This is actually one of my favorite chapters and favorite parts of Ephesians. It comes in, it talks about the armor of God. Now, today, a lot of this stuff may not correlate as much because, we're not knights in armor that wears it to protect ourselves all the time. There's other things we do to protect ourselves. But let's look at this. Back in that time, Roman soldiers wore armor, and Roman soldiers attacked Christians a lot and persecuted them. The Romans had a huge part in Jesus being crucified. So the Roman army with their armor was very scary to Christians because they were being persecuted by them. Here are the pieces of the armor of God that Paul talks about. First off, he talks about the belt of truth. A belt that just says, hey, we should tell each other the truth. We should be truthful with each other. God is the truth, and he's there to protect us. The second is the breastplate of righteousness. Just be good, be upright, be righteous. That'll protect us from a lot of the evil that is coming against us. The shoes of peace. Shoes that, as you put them on, you know that what you're doing is right, and you do it peacefully, and you know that God is leading you through this. The shield of faith, a shield that you can hold up to protect yourself, because you know you have God, you have faith in God, you have faith that God will be there to protect you. The helmet of salvation, to protect your head and realizing that God is who he is and says who he is. And lastly, the sword of the Spirit, a weapon we can use to attack, but in a different way, to encourage, to love, to change the hearts and minds of people. Now, the armor of God's pretty awesome. I highly recommend you go to Ephesians 6 and read this. It is verses 10 through 20. Go check it out. Read about the armor of God. That goes into a better description. Paul talks about better ways to use this stuff. It's really awesome. But there's a piece missing. Let's see. My legs are protected. My torso is protected. I have a shield to protect my front. My feet are covered. I have something to fight with. My head is protected. What about my back, though? What if someone were to come up behind me and attack? It's left unprotected. Or is it? This is where coming together, standing together makes us stronger. When we talked about those roller skating videos, it's someone standing there holding on and pulling you up or pulling you down. That's someone holding on to you. But truly, what we're meant to be and what we're meant to do is have each other's back. Now let's say, we're as a group of us, we all have our armor on, and we're under attack. Our backs are open. So we're worried about someone coming from behind. But when I have someone behind me, with their back facing me, and my back facing them, Both of our backs are protected at this time, making us stronger than we were when we were alone. So here's the thing. In your friendships, have each other's backs. As you wear your full armor of God, watch out for one another. Protect one another, and have their back in what they do. Because when we stand together, we are stronger as one. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Enjoy the weather that's coming up. Enjoy the time. I hope to see a lot of you join the Bible study again. That is Feed the Dog. It's on spiritual disciplines. For more information, go to copperary.org/feedthedog or check your emails. I've sent multiple emails about it on our Wild Facebook page. There's a few posts about it. Check those out. Figure things out. Join us. We would love to have you. It'll be myself, Kim, and Ann together. Again, I hope you have a wonderful week. God bless.